Something had just broken inside of me from all of the things that I had done while I was over there. I said, I'm going to kill myself, and I know how I'm going to do it. I didn't want to use knives, I didn't want to use a gun, I didn't want to throw myself off of a balcony. I was going to let the drugs do it, because it was going to be slow, and it was going to be painful, and that was what I deserved.
Once that experience happens, the trauma, it becomes part of you. It will always be part of you. And we've got to help those who serve and their families and the rest of us understand that that's okay.
So we'll do that.
I'm a clinical psychologist, and I had practice in Washington, D.C. I started hearing stories about people coming home who were literally, living out of their cars. It was clear that we weren't ready to meet the needs of those who have served our country and their families. And so I thought, well, if I'm sitting here in my office in suburban Maryland, and I would be willing to give literally an hour of my time to see someone for free, I assumed that mental health professionals throughout the country would feel the same way.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? It was very difficult for me to let somebody else into my head. I want to enjoy the time that I do have. For the first time ever, I told people what I had been through. When I first came home, I would spend days, weeks, isolated, trying to stay away from the public. I had nightmares that were just, God, they were horrible. I had this reoccurring one that actually involved my family. And my family was in Afghanistan with me, and they were being killed. I started using stimulants, and it was great. It kept me awake. I didn't have nightmares anymore. And when I did sleep, I literally blacked out. So I avoided all of those things that were, haunting me. I dropped out of school, lost every job I was given, and eventually ended up living out of my car. I was a soldier. I was a warrior. And I came home, and I became this monster.
We work so hard to get you out of that, the idea that you're broken. You're not.
I met my therapist, Janine. I wanted to continue seeing her, but, I was broke. I told her, I said I couldn't afford it. She told me, she said, well, I'm a provider with this organization. It's nonprofit. It's called Give an Hour. And we're people who donate our time to vets and their families. So, what does that mean? She says, it means you can come see me for free.
Information.
I think there's been a desire to find the magic bullet. What will fix people who have post-traumatic stress, and there is no fix. It's not something that you can do X, Y, and Z, and then somebody's done.
When I first went on Give an Hour's website, it was, we'll give an hour of our time to you if you give an hour back to your community. So I actually wrote to the website, and I said, is there something I can do to give back for what you've done for me? I ended up getting an email back from the president of the organization, and she says, would you mind telling your story?
Please welcome Jennifer Crane.
I suffer from chronic post-traumatic stress disorder. Reintegration, that was something I didn't know how to do, and I didn't know where to turn when I came home. This was my first speech. I didn't know what I was doing. I was so nervous that my voice was shaking. It took years of agony before I began to find help. A large percent of our homeless population are veterans, and I was one of them.
It's very moving to hear her talk because it's from the heart, it's real, it's honest, it's unvarnished.
The very end of this, I think, is the reason why I kept doing what I'm doing. It says, some scars cannot be seen by the human eyes. We all have them.
It is what we choose to do with them that makes the difference. Thank you. It was incredible, and people actually care. And I was like, I want to do this. So I got to find a way to keep doing this. So it kind of snowballed, and all of a sudden I became the first spokesperson for Give an Hour. I now get to actually work for the organization that has literally given me my life back. All right, Haley, we're going to come back and get you at lunch, okay? And then we're going to go over and see Uncle Mike today.
Some people who experience trauma, once they heal from the painful aspects of that, actually grow. Jen was just on the edge of reclaiming her life when I met her. Now it's sort of fully claimed.
All right, let's go. Come on, they're trying to get in.
As far as what I have today, I have, my husband, I have my daughter, I have Given Hour. I don't think that it's in the cards for me to ever have more than I need, but I definitely have everything I need. And I just never thought my life would pan out that way.